But before we start, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe underneath this video. We're about to start, so grab a drink as well as something to eat, and let's Alright, welcome everyone. Today we're going to be looking at the T95e6. Just look at this ugly beast. He is so ugly. The hull, the turret, and the thing on top of the turret, another turret, it just looks ugly. It looks ugly. I have no other words. It looks gross. But the tank itself, I really liked. So in terms of stats, I think I did something like 3,100 average damage on it with over 60% win rate. So I can talk about this tank in more or less depth. So obviously the tank was very comfortable. I enjoyed it, but it is not for everyone. So we'll talk about that in a second. In terms of equipment, everything is standard, guys. Everything on a heavy is like this. A standard heavy is equipped like this. So that's that. Ammunition and everything else is standard, guys. Absolutely standard. Let's just jump into the gameplay and I'll talk about this tank in more depth now. As usual, guys, I have some juicy gameplay for you in the background to watch while I talk, just so you guys don't get bored. Obviously, we're going to be breaking down the tank into three as usual: gun, mobility, and armor. In terms of gun, it's very good. It has not failed me at all. It's worse than the E5 in terms of gun handling, but in terms of gun depression, it's better. But it really never fails you guys. It's a very, very good gun. Nothing to complain about there. It's worse than the E5 in terms of gun handling, but in terms of gun depression, it's better. That's that. But compared to the Chieftain is miles away. It's way better than this, but still, the gun is very comfortable. It won't let you down. That's that. Let's close off the gun there. In terms of armor, that's the biggest problem. This tank has no armor at all. So it's going to be very hard for new players or players that rely on armor to play on this tank. However, giving this tank a try will let you learn a different playstyle, i.e. to stay behind your teammates and use them as bait and then peek out. This tank will completely shift your playstyle, and it is actually very good to learn because, you know, if you rely on armor too much, it can be quite bad. This tank teaches you to save HP as much as possible and stick behind your teammates, use them as bait. So I think that's an advantage and a disadvantage at the same time. Even then, new players shouldn't really try this tank out. This is for unicums or players who already had a lot of experience in the game. So that's that. Armor covered, gun covered. Gun is mediocre. It's pretty good. It's on the better side. The DPM is the same as the Super Conqueror and the E5. You know, very good, very good. Nothing to complain about there. But you know, the armor is lacking. That's a big minus. Especially the cupola on the top. It's really bad. Even though it's only penetrable in the center, it's still going to be a big pain in the bum. And the hull armor, you know, let's not even talk about the hull armor. But the sides do hold fairly well, guys. I'm gonna say that. Compared to the Chieftain, the sides here do tank medium and heavy tanks very, very well. And you will get random ricochets at times. Compared to the Chieftain and the E5. That's why I hate the Chieftain and the E5, because even in a slight angle, you will be penned into the track and you will be damaged. So that's that. But the key of this tank is the mobility plus the gun. The mobility is great. It's probably one of the best tanks in terms of mobility at tier 10, in terms of heavy tanks, of course. And it allows you to change flanks very, very easily, and that is its biggest advantage. Amazing armor, oh my god, amazing mobility, sorry, and a decent gun allow this thing to punch out a lot of damage throughout the whole game, and that's why a lot of unicums really, really like this tank. I'm not one of them. it's not one of my favorites. It's just a comfortable tank to play. I'm not gonna lie, it was quite comfortable compared to some of those, you know, really slow tanks or really slow TDs. Like, I choose this over, you know, like a Death Star or Jagdpanzer E100 any day of the week. But that's me. So, you know, as you can see, we're finishing off the first replay, and here I'm just giving out my own opinion on this in terms of gun, and, you know, just going through all the parameters in terms of gun, armor, mobility. But then next replay, I'm going to talk about how we should play this tank. Obviously, you guys saw the, you know, the mini intro I did. It's mostly hull down or with medium tanks, but, you know, other than that, you shouldn't really be brawling heavy tanks. But on that note, we're going to finish the first replay, and now we're going to talk about how to play this tank in more depth. Alright, since this tank has a very weak hull, we have to use our turret and obviously try and play hull down as much as possible. In situations where we cannot play hull down, we have to move with our team, either the mediums or heavies, but never put yourself on the front line first. So here, obviously, I'm going to be showing you both ways how to play the E6. And obviously here I stand with my turret, and you know, I close off my hull, and I only show my turret, and therefore you know, I can shoot off all these heavies crossing onto the city. I don't know what I'm expecting here, but you know, a try is a try. And I'm still holding a standard medium position. This isn't a heavy position, but you know, we can still use it to our advantage. And obviously, try and raise your gun after you shoot. I think you saw that in the intro as well, because you want to try and close that cupola, or, you know, wiggle that cupola a bit, so random shots don't fly in there. And by that, you minimize the chance of a penetration into your big, fat, ugly cupola. So, we're still going to be holding this position because we can still shoot off some enemies. As you can see, we're shooting tanks in the city, and they aren't really paying attention. So this, again, we are not being focused by the enemy. The focus is our teammates. We are baiting them, and we're just getting free damage off of our teammates. And this is literally the whole gameplay on the E6. Bait, 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 bait your teammates, and then peek out when no one's looking. As you can see, no one's looking at us. We shoot the IS-7, boom. So that's that. Again, IS-7 not looking at us. We're just farming free damage off of him. Boom, voila, voila. We're already over 2k. And you know, we're still farming the IS-7. As you can see, he's not paying attention to us. So this is the whole gameplay on the E6. It's kind of a rat move, but you know, that's how you have to play the E6, no other way. As you can see, our teammates are being shot at, and we're just slowly creeping behind. Again, 704 is a TD, but we're going to be baiting him. We're going to be using him. And when everyone else shoots him, we basically just take the damage. Obviously, here RNG isn't on our side. We flake 2 shots in a row, I believe. First one on the Japanese medium tank, and then on the E100s, you know, there you go, on his track. But that's obviously, as you can see, I'm just baiting this 704. I'm sitting behind him, trying to take as much damage as I can. And here... the medium tank kills him, and I trade him, obviously, but again, still a rat move, but you know how it is. We gotta survive, we gotta play for the stats somehow. As you can see, our TD's dead, we use them, and boom, we take the damage and we take the kill. So now we're just gonna be finishing off the heavy tanks and the waffle in the end. But as you can see, guys, we were not shot a single time. We only used our HP at the very end to trade off some damage, and obviously here we kill the waffle and we win the game. Boom. That's how you play the tank. You be a rat, basically, sit behind your teammates, and or use your turret, and don't peek with your hull as much as possible, as little as possible. Sorry, wait, what? Basically, don't peek your hull. That's what I'm saying. Alright, with that, this video comes to an end. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy is out. Bye-bye.